Alright, hey there Attack Wing players. This is going to be a battle report from OP7, the Tholian Web. Expecting a Borg fest today, I went ahead and built an anti-Borg ship list, which in my mind I guess is going to really involve just more Borg. I have Assimilation Tubules with a basic drone, so I can steal at least one card. That might be a combo problem for me. I've got Khan for the cheap high captain skill, and I'm keeping my build at 98 points so that when I trade out Picard, Boheeka, and Energy Dissipator, I can almost be guaranteed the first shot against whatever I have. So in the first round, there is a single sphere build with Federation fighters backing it up. I decide that the projected stasis field that he is using is going to potentially cause a problem, so I leave the drone and the assimilation tubules alone and start loading up Picard on the Khan sphere instead. After 3 rounds, it's pretty easy to get Picard, Boheeka, and Energy Dissipator on that. In this round, we ended up just outside of range 2. We did have some shots fired against the fighters and the Borg sphere. The Borg sphere, however, managed to survive and get into range 2 and assimilate the projected stasis field. It did not last long, though, because it still went down in that turn. But with the fighters down to 1 tick left and the Borg spheres coming in closer to each other, the fighters went down pretty easily. And then with the web closing in, range 1 was an easy thing to get. Hit him with the Energy Dissipator, so he's only moving very predictably now, straight up 1 forward. I keep him in range, re-enable the Dissipator, use Jean-Luc for battle stations, and that's going to be enough to just keep him out for the rest of the game. That's the end of round 1. Alright, in round 2, I'm actually going up against a pure faction kind of list. He's going with the Borg sphere and a bunch of the Borg tech. Since there is nothing I see a particular need to assimilate, I go ahead and load up Jean-Luc, Boheeka, and Energy Dissipator on the main drone ship. And that's going to give me 2 skill 9 shots when I can. You can see my opponent is trying to send in the fighters first to absorb some shots, but I think the mistake made here was that the sphere was too far away to loan support. So in the first round of volley fire, the 2 spheres managed to take out 2 of the fighter ships. In the next round, the fighters are going to go down altogether, thanks to my ability to shoot first. The sphere does get off some damage on the Picard sphere, but after that, he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. He ends up coming within range 1 of the Energy Dissipator, and as soon as that hits, his attacks are gone. I know exactly where he's going, and my other 2 spheres, my main sphere and my other sphere, are just going to unload on him until he explodes. That is another victory against the Borg for the anti-Borg build. Alright, in the last round I'm going up against a single sphere with no fighter support. This one is instead using a flagship. He's going with the Once More Unto the Breach combo, which is pretty effective on the Borg sphere. I, again, do not see any need to assimilate anything on his side of the board, so I replace the drone captain with Picard, Boheeka, Dissipator. He did make a interesting maneuver into the edge of the web. I think he was trying to get closer rather than farther, and that might have been a mistake. But either way, I had plenty of time to get my spheres together, keep them close. We ended up getting right next to each other. His action choice at range 1 was a little unfortunate. He had 1 defense. If he had gone with the evade free from Picard, he might have been able to avoid the first Dissipator shot. Since he did not, I went ahead and fired with Picard's Dissipator first, managed to prevent him from taking his shots later in the round, and that was going to be it. After 2 straight rounds of Energy Dissipator, he eventually ended up conceding, and that was going to be the final win of the night for me. Alright, so that's my build once again. 2 stripped down spheres using Energy Dissipator as an anti-Borg kind of tech, if you might call it. Got me this wonderful, lovely Tholian prize ship, and I hope to win quite a few more. That's the end for this battle report. Hopefully we'll have another one up for you soon. And until then, may Q be generous with your dice rolls.